Hey, what's going on, Pat Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Kansas Pat Talk Patriots podcast. In this episode, we're going to be doing a Dolphins Patriots preview, a little quick preview of the game. As you know, we got a lot going on this week. Got bowl games, got some college football games, got Bama, Indiana, Ohio State, and Miami's playing this week. So we got a lot of games, got college bowl games. So not we're gonna be on like a little bit of a different schedule this week, man. So I want to put this episode out, Patriots Dolphins. A lot of stuff going on right now, man. I can't wait to watch some of these bowl games, man. So hey, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Please give me that thumbs up. Make sure you are sharing the content and make sure you are subscribed to the Kansas Pat Talk Patriots podcast, man. Please give me that thumbs up and make sure you got your post notifications on, man. We are already at it's the end of it's last week of the season, last regular season, man. Week 18, that's it. No more football. No more football, man. So it's gonna be a sad time, man. Sad time. But the Patriots are in the playoffs. They clinched a playoff spot last week when they beat the Baltimore Ravens. They clinched the division last week when they beat the New York Jets or whatnot. So in the Buffalo Bills lost to the Eagles. So it was a fun little video to watch with them too getting off the bus or whatnot, getting at home after that big Jets blowout, 4-10 blowout, and watching them get the hat and t-shirt, man. So that's good there, man. So yeah, make sure you got a notification on, make sure you hit that like button, and make sure you are sharing the content, man. Yeah, Pats are divisional champions. You got a chance to not sweep the division, but go 5-1 division because you beat the Jets twice. You beat the Dolphins twice. They beat 4-1. You split with Buffalo. So you got a chance to go 5-1 in divisional play, man. So that's big there. That's really big. You already finished one goal. You went 8-0. Your road warriors. So if you do have to go on the road in the playoffs, you kind of got experience and you got confidence that you can do that. Now, if you get the 2 seed and you officially clinch that on Sunday against the Dolphins in the game I'm about to talk about, the only place you'll be going on the road to is possibly Denver. That's it. And we already know about the thin air out there. It's tough to play out there, tough to breathe when you're out there. Jacksonville, they go there a couple weeks ago and win that game. But when you look back on it, if you would have handled your business against Buffalo, or if you had lost to the Steelers or the Raiders, you could be sitting there right now, sitting pretty with the 1 seed. You could be sitting there with the 1 seed, man. But things didn't work out like that. It's looking like the Broncos probably gonna have the 1 seed, assuming they beat the Chargers, who's not going to be playing Justin Herbert due to injury. We're going to get into the Chargers here shortly at the end of this video when I'm talking about the playoff seeding and potential matchups. It's going to be Trey Lance and a bunch of backups going up against the Broncos and Bo Nix. And the Broncos and Bo Nix, they didn't play good against the Chiefs a couple weeks ago. They let the Chiefs third string quarterback make a lot. That was a close game. Patrick Mahomes wasn't there. Gardner Minshew wasn't there. Chiefs had some injuries and some guys that didn't play, but that was a close game. And Chiefs could have won that game. But the Broncos were the better team on that day last week on Christmas, man. So let's go ahead and get into it. Miami Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a big-time upset over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I did not expect that to happen. I'm actually shocked that they beat the Buccaneers. Buccaneers have been going like on a slide. Like, since the Patriots game, we played them about a good month or so ago. They've been struggling since that game. So I don't know what's going on with Tampa Bay. Todd Bowles could be on the hot seat. He could be gone. Baker Mayfield still could be the quarterback, but I don't know, they've had a lot of injuries, especially at wide receiver, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Tampa Bay going forward. But the Dolphins played pretty good. They beat them. I think, they beat Tampa Bay. Quinn Ewers, he's been playing good the last couple weeks since they benched Tua. Devon A-Chain got that. They get that run game going. They can run the football. He's one of the top backs in the league. They still got Waddle, got Chop Robinson on defense at edge rusher. They have Minka Fitzpatrick at safety. Old friend Jack Jones, the corner. He's the ball hawk back there. So now, looking at their injury report, 1 second. Dolphins New Year's Eve practice is missing. Jalen Waddle was not at practice today. Now these are Wednesday practice, but Jalen Waddle was not at practice. Devon A-Chain was not at practice. Darren Waller was not at practice. Jordan Brooks did rehab work on the side. He was on the side. Minka Fitzpatrick was not at practice. Center Aaron Brewer did practice today, while linebacker Chop Robinson also did some rehab work. So they're missing a lot of guys. Yeah, Dolphins are missing a lot of guys, man. A lot of starters too. So Jalen Waddle got hurt in that game against the Buccaneers, rib issue. Keep in mind, this is the last week of the season, so a lot of these guys might not even play because they don't have nothing to play for. They probably don't want to risk having an injury going into that's going to interfere with them in the next season. So you're probably not going to see Jalen Waddle. I have an update later on my show. Um, I have an update later on this week. You're probably not gonna see Jalen Waddle. You're probably not gonna see Devon A. Chain. I think he had a concussion or a handy. He's probably not gonna be there. Darren Waller, he's been out basically for most of the season. He's came back, but he's been dealing with some stuff. Chop Robinson, I think he had a concussion, so he probably won't be there. This is a frisky Dolphins team. I'm not saying I think they're better than the Jets. And I think they're definitely going to give you a better fight than what the Jets gave you last week and whatever that was. I think they give you a better fight than the New York Jets because I don't think you'll beat the Dolphins 42-10. I respect the call like Mike McDaniel, pretty good offensive coordinator. I think they can give you a little more of a fight, a little more of a challenge than what the Jets did. But they can get after they get Anthony Weaver's their defensive coordinator. He come from Baltimore. They can get after the passer. Corinne Ewers, he's been taking good care of the football. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He didn't throw no interception last week against Tampa Bay. First start against the Bengals wasn't really good. He threw 2 picks that game. They got blown out of there. But keep in mind they are coming up to New England. It's going to be cold. They're below 30 degrees. We all know how the Dolphins play in the cold. So it's going to be an interesting game. I definitely think they can give you more of a challenge. And Mike McDaniel is a pretty good offensive coordinator. I mean, he's a pretty good head coach. Pretty good head coach in terms of on the offense side of the ball. Overall, leading a group of men and being the coach, being head of everything, probably not good. He's probably gonna get fired. Bobby Dan's probably on the hot seat. He's probably not going to be there next year. They already benched Tua. Tua got benched after the Steelers game. Tua's played his last game as a Dolphins quarterback. He won't be there next year. Mike McDaniel might be gone. Um, who else they have? So Jalen Waddle probably they try to trade him at the trade deadline to Buffalo. Buffalo they want to give him a first round pick. So who knows what they do? The Dolphins gonna be in an all full out rebuild next year. They're gonna be a rebuild. They're gonna tear it down. They get rid of everybody. They might be giving that trade up some pieces this offseason. They're tearing it down after this year. They got the few pieces they do have. Devon A. Chain. I like their center Brewer. They drafted Kingsley. I think was it Kingsley out of Arizona State at guard. They got Chop Robinson as a pass rusher, but they need a whole lot. They need a whole lot of players. So Dolphins are going to rebuild it. So if you're looking at in terms of the division the next few years, it's really just going to be the Pats and the Bills at the top of the division. Patriots got division this year, but who's to say what happens next year? That's all it's going to be. Patriots, Bills for division, for like contenders in the division. Jets or years away. Dolphins are years away. So you just compete with the Buffalo Bills in the division next couple of years until the Dolphins and Jets can show they have a pulse and play better and draft well and get some new people in house. But it's going to take a while for those two teams to rebuild those rosters or whatnot, man. So now's your time. Now's your time. But I think Mike McDaniel is a pretty good, excellent offensive coordinator. I think he'd be good like with the Tennessee Titans as an offensive coordinator, not as a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator. He's a pretty good offensive coordinator. I think there was a report out today that the Browns could sign him, could hire him as the head coach in Cleveland. And after they get rid of Kevin Stefanski might be gone. So that's interesting there. So we'll see what happens there. But on to the Patriots. Patriots do have a lot of stuff going on that I'm not getting into outside of football. I like what the team did this past week, this past Sunday against the Jets. You beat a bad team, how you supposed to beat them. You handled them. You didn't let them hang around, and you won that game 42-10. It could have been more if they had kept Drake May and the starters in later on in the second half. You got after Brady Cook. So I think, if you come out this week against the Dolphins, you need to do the same thing. Have that same energy against the Dolphins. You need to do the same thing against the Miami Dolphins. That's what you need to do this week. Beat a bad team. Now, the Dolphins have won. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games. They're 5-2. They've been pretty good. And they beat the Bills, lost to the Steelers, lost to Baltimore on Thursday night. But they beat the Jets twice. So they got Jets twice in those games. So they beat Buffalo. And you can say what you want. Buffalo hasn't really been Buffalo this year, but that's still a quality win for the Dolphins. So they're not going to let down for them. But I do think if they come to play on Sunday, it could be an interesting game. I don't think they win. Now, we've seen some weird things from the Dolphins on the final week of the season. You remember 2019, we could have got a top seed or whatnot, and we had to play on wild card weekend because we lost to Ryan Fitzpatrick and Devontae Parker in the Miami Dolphins. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think this Dolphins team is anything close to that. But I do think they can give you some issues. They can give you a little. They can show like they got a pulse. They're gonna be better than what the New York Jets showed you this past week. You're gonna get some competition out there. They're gonna compete with you. I do think that. Especially they got most of these guys that's on this injury report that I just called off. Especially most of them play. Yeah, this ain't gonna be no cakewalk game. You'll win, and you might that might mean you win by 10 and not by 20 something points. But I do think it can be interesting to start. So it's looking like Robert Spillane probably be back this week, probably. Milton Williams probably gonna be back. Will Campbell's get activated. Alice Austin. So we're getting healthy Tonga. I think Tonga might be another week off, but they didn't put him on IR. Mac Hollins did go on IR this past week, so that's going to hurt. He's going to be gone to about the AFC Championship game. I think he come back. So with an abdominal injury. Yeah, abdominal injury. That's what Mac Hollins is going to have. He's not going to be with us the rest of the regular season and the first couple rounds of the playoffs. So you're not going to have Mac Hollins. I think Cal Williams and Ethan Chisholm stepped in good for them this past week. I thought they did pretty good. Ethan Chisholm had 40-something yards and a touchdown. Cal Williams caught 3 balls and 20 yards. He had a drop, but I think he was scared to get hit. So I thought they stepped in, they filled the role for Mac Hollins pretty good. Matt Hollins will be missed though. Those big passes, those big catches on third down when he can lay out 7 foot. I mean, he ain't 7 foot, but he's 6'3", 6'4", the big time. He's a big wide receiver. So and Drake May loves throwing them high passes with the middle of the field. Now you don't have that guy that can do that unless you're throwing to the tight end like Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper. Now Mac Hollins was your savior on that. He kind of got you out some bad plays, some bad passes. So now you're relying on you relying on Cal Williams, Ethan Chisholm, the run game on Mondre at the backfield. We saw that against the Jets, Trayvon Henderson. We already know what Stephon Diggs and Cal Williams and Keyshawn Booth should be back. He should be back this week from concussion. We already know what they can do. But now these younger guys, Ethan Chisholm and Cal Williams, they're gonna get more playing time. Along with Pop Douglas. I want to see them get Pop Douglas more involved. I think the offense is going to change a little bit. I think you'll see more Chisholm. You'll see more short routes for Cal Williams. I think they're going to try to get the underneath game going. That might be meaning going more 3 wide receiver or even double tight ends. I think you're going to see some more personnel, some more formation changes with the Allison and Mac Hollins. So, and I know Mac Hollins isn't Jamar Chase. He isn't C.D. Lamb or Justin Jefferson, but he was good in his role for the Patriots. So I don't think it's the end of the world. He's not going to be there, but I do think it's a loss. But you really couldn't tell this past Sunday because Drake May threw 5 touchdowns and looked pretty damn good without Mac Hollins. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, man. My thing against the Dolphins, and that defense been playing better. They got some sacks. They got some turnovers since they've been up sitting their last 7 games. Like I said, they're 5-2. Get out to Quinn Ewers. He was a day 3 pick. He doesn't have a big arm. Kind of reminds you a little bit like a Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, but he's good in play action, probably good in rhythm. So get after him. I want to see the pass rush finally come alive. Can the pass rush finally come alive? You only sacked Brady Cook with the Jets last week, 1 time last week. 1 sack last week. That has to be better. That's the only thing I was kind of discouraged about. We didn't get no pressure on the quarterback last week. Stopped the run pretty good for the most part. I mean, Breece Hall had a 50-something yard run. That was against the backups. But I want to see the pass rush. Can we turn it up? You're probably going to have Milton back. Landry, I don't know if Landry can play. Me personally, I want to play Harold Landry this week. I'll sit him out another week. I want to play Landry to the first round of playoffs. And I'm about to talk about that shortly. But I want to play Landry. I want to see some young edge rushers, the depth guys who we have for this year. I want to see them get after the quarterback. Brendan Simmons didn't see. I saw him on the field a little bit last week, but he didn't move. He didn't do much. Elijah Palmer didn't do much. He had a game with 3 sacks, but he got 3 sacks on the season. Didn't see much last week, man. Chason haven't had a sack since Tampa Bay, and that was over a month and a half ago. So I want to see some of these guys get going. We got to get a pass rush going. Barmore, Milt Williams should be back in the middle. Hopefully that helps because before the guys got hurt, the pass rush wasn't great, but it was better than what it's been since Milt Williams been gone. So Milton Williams' return is going to help the run defense and I think the pass rush. And maybe it frees up Barmore, frees up your edge rushers to kind of get around the edge, wreak havoc on the edge a little more with Chase on and Landry. So we should be back at full strength by the time next week 1 of the playoffs. We should be back at full strength. So that's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. Christian Gonzalez probably be lined up against Jalen Waddle if he plays. Gonzo had a pretty good game last week against AD Mitchell. I like what I seen from Gonzo. Carlton Davis was quiet, but it's good when your corner is quiet. Jalen Hawkins had the pick, but I want to see this pass rush disrupt a little more. And maybe that might cause a little more turnover. Maybe cause Gonzo to be more in action, get like a pick or Carlton Davis or something like that. Kind of crazy. We're going to go the whole season and Gonzo, Carlton Davis had combined for 0 interceptions. That's crazy. Those are your big guys, your main guys on that defense. Gonzo, Carlton Davis, and that secondary anyway. 0 interceptions. And that can mean that you're not getting targeted. It can mean that too. But Gonzo and Carlton Davis looking like they're probably going to finish the season with 0 picks, which is crazy. So I think that good pass rush will help them out, help them turn that ball over a little more. A good pass rush. Wise man once said the front end and the back end works together. Warren South. So and that really that makes a lot of sense. The front end and the back end works together, and it does. But for my pick for this game, I'm gonna go Pats win. Oh yeah, the MVP. Before I pick it, it's looking like with the Rams, Stafford struggled on Monday night through 3 interceptions, and they lost to the Falcons. They were getting blown out in the first half by the Atlanta Falcons. Man, Bijan Robinson was going crazy. So it's starting to look like that it's starting to look like Drake May is the odds-on favorite right now to win MVP, thanks to Matthew Stafford, how he looked Monday night against the Falcons on Monday Night Football. So Drake May can come out and have, I don't think he needs to, because I don't think Stafford going to play against the Cardinals. They're already locked into the 5th seed, I think. I don't think the Rams are going to play. I don't think they're going to play. I don't think they're going to play the Stars against the Cardinals. But if we can, Drake May can come out and have a game similar to what he had against the Jets. I don't know about 5 touchdowns. But if we have a pretty good game, maybe 2-3 touchdowns, might seal it right there. If you have another 5 touchdown game, and woo, oh yeah, just hand him the MVP right then. Just hand it to him right then, man. So that's gonna be interesting to see what happens there, man. It's looking like probably gonna be Drake May and me to get my vote. Or if my vote counted, if I was the last vote, and it's tied, man, Drake May is gonna get it. But I'm putting in the battle with Drake May. He's doing more with less. New coaching, doesn't have the best weapons. Our rookie offensive line, an entire replacement offensive line on the left side with Cameron been out, Vidal Lowe's been in. You got Ben Brown up in there. You got Morgan Moses protecting you on the right side, who's an older agent veteran. Like, really hasn't had a run game for most part of the season. Drake May's doing more with less. Best wide receiver is 32 off of torn ACL, Stephon Diggs. It should be Drake May, VP. That's what it should be. But my vote ain't going. I don't have a vote, and it wouldn't matter if it did. So it is what it is, man. So final score for this game, Dolphins, Patriots. I'm gonna go 24-13 Pats. Then the Pats win by 11 points. They do just enough just to win. Pats. I think Drake may throw 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. We get the run game going, and we get on out there, get ready for the playoffs, which I'm about to talk about right now before we end the show. Playoffs. It's looking like right now, it's looking like it's going to be Buffalo Bills, but that's how it looks right now. Assuming the Chargers lose to the Broncos, as we all expect, as the favorite, the Broncos should win. And assuming the Bills demolish the Jets, as they're the favorite, and they should, it's going to be Chargers, Patriots. So I'm going to do a separate show on the Chargers next week. If it's the Chargers. I'm going to say if it's the Chargers. We don't know yet. But I do a separate show on the playoff season and all that next week. But my early thoughts right now is it's looking good for the Pats. If we don't get that 1 seed, I don't think it's the end of the world, because you could end up seeing the Chargers first round and then maybe a team like the Jags in second round. So don't want to get too far ahead, but I think that 2 seed, only time you have to go on the road is going to Denver, which is a tough place to play, but you're 8-0 on the road. You're 8-0 on the road, man. So keep that in mind. So it's looking like it's going to be the Chargers, unless something unforeseen happens on Sunday and the Chargers upset the Broncos with Trey Lance and the Broncos don't get the 1 seed, Patriots will end up being the 1 seed, then it's probably going to be the Chargers for that game, for the first wild card game next weekend. Don't know the dates or the schedule for that yet, or time, so we get into all that next week. We'll have that by the time we talk again, probably on probably Sunday. But yes, watch party on Sunday. Make sure you guys check out check me out, man. Watch party, Dolphins Patriots. The game will be at 4:25. So the Patriots first 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock game on this year, 4:25 this year, man. So I said first 4 o'clock game, but first game at 4 this year. It's going to Patriots Dolphins watch party and be live right here on the YouTube. Make sure you check me out. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the content. Make sure you are subscribed to the Ken's Pats Talk Patriots podcast, guys. I will see you guys Sunday on the watch party, man. Appreciate it. Go Pats.